Take a look at this thing. Angular, ugly, with engines sticking out of its back like two raised fists. Next to the sleek F-35, it looks like a sledgehammer sitting next to a scalpel, but don't let that fool you. The A-10 Thunderbolt II is one of the most survivable and lethal aircraft in the history of aviation. And today, we're watching the crew prepare it for a mission at the test range. It all starts long before the pilot ever climbs into the cockpit. The mechanics are on it from early morning. Watch this. They're loading ammunition into the aircraft's main weapon, the GAU-8 Avenger cannon. This isn't just a gun. This is a 7-barrel 30mm monster that fires at nearly 4,000 rounds per minute. One drum holds 1,150 rounds. Each shell is about the size of a small bottle and weighs close to a pound. The aircraft itself was essentially built around this gun, not the other way around. Loading takes time. It's precision work. The slightest malfunction in the feed mechanism can jam the entire system mid-flight. The mechanics check every single component. Twice. There is no margin for error. And here's a real story, not a made-up one. Captain Kim Campbell, a female pilot, 2003, Baghdad. After one of her attack runs, her A-10 took a missile hit. Both hydraulic systems destroyed. The aircraft stopped responding to control inputs and began tumbling over the city. She had seconds to make a decision, punch out or try. She chose to try. She switched the plane to manual reversion, a system of cables and pulleys that exists for exactly this kind of situation. A mechanical mode where the aircraft is controlled not by electronics, but by literal steel cables. She flew that riddled aircraft back to base. Later, standing next to a plane with hundreds of holes in the fuselage and a massive chunk torn out of the stabilizer, she said she was stunned. Not that she survived, but that the airplane could take that kind of punishment and still fly. That's why mechanics check every single bolt, because one day that bolt is going to be the only thing standing between a pilot and Now let's look at the cockpit. The pilot suits up methodically, like a surgeon before an operation. Helmet, gloves, oxygen mask. The seat he's sitting in is itself an ejection system. In an emergency, it will blast him out of the aircraft faster than he can consciously react. Takeoff. The A-10 doesn't rush. It's heavy. And it wasn't built for supersonic speed. Its true strength is patience and unmatched fuel efficiency at low altitudes. It can orbit an area of operation for hours, waiting for the exact moment it's needed. And then, the testing range. The objectives below. Decommissioned vehicles, reinforced concrete blocks, heavy metal structures. The pilot rolls in on his tactical approach. This is where the aircraft's primary system goes to work. The engineering behind the massive 30mm rotary cannon is astonishing. It operates at such an extreme velocity, cycling thousands of heavy-duty rounds per minute, that it delivers overwhelming kinetic energy directly to the objective. The mechanics of the internal feed system are so precise that they can sustain this massive output smoothly, converting raw mechanical power into absolute precision on the ground. Look at the result. The reinforced vehicle isn't just immobilized. It's structurally compromised down to the frame. Heavy plating, originally designed to withstand intense friction and impact, is completely overpowered by the system's output. It folds like tissue paper. But in modern testing, the A-10 isn't just evaluated on its primary cannon anymore. This legendary platform has learned new tricks to stay relevant in a high-tech era. We're talking about precision-guided payloads, laser-directed smart systems, and external pods carrying cutting-edge targeting electronics. It's a perfect combination. An old, reliable airframe powered by a completely new digital brain. And all of it gets tested on the range, again and again, under the harshest conditions. How exactly does this newly developed hardware interface with a legacy platform? Does the structural integrity handle the extreme aerodynamic load? How does the aircraft's flight computer behave with entirely different payload configurations? Finding the answers to those questions costs thousands of hours of engineering work and millions of dollars in research, but in the end, they're the exact answers that guarantee reliability and bring pilots home safely. The A-10 operates in the daylight. It's loud, it's dominant. Everyone sees it, and absolutely everyone knows it's there. But what happens when night falls, and the objective on the ground doesn't even know it's already being watched from above? That's what we'll uncover next.